everyone. I'm John Kernan. Coming up on RPM tonight, the CART IndyCars invade Long Beach for practice and qualifying for Sunday's race, and the NHRA roars to life in Rockingham, North Carolina. But first, the NASCAR Winston Cup teams pulled into North Wilkesboro on Friday for what will be an historic weekend. Talk, the first part of this week, centered on whether this will be the series' last appearance at the track. That has not been decided. But Terry Labonte left no doubt about the fact that he would make the field for Sunday and start his 513th consecutive Winston Cup race. That'll tie him for the record with Richard Petty. Labonte sat on the sidelines and watched as Mark Martin set quick time early on with a lap at 116.141. But it wouldn't hold the top spot for very long, because next out on the track, Elton Sawyer in his unsponsored Ford ripped off a lap just 0.03 of a second faster than Martin to take the top spot, although neither one thought the speed would hold up.
That was a great lap for us, Benny. My hat's off to Mike.
Mike, do you think that's enough?
I don't think so. I think Bobby Hamilton might have enough for us.
He might have some more. Bobby might.
Bobby Hamilton had led the speed parade in practice, but he came up short during his qualifying run. Bobby winds up starting fourth. 7 cars from the end, Labonte rolled out onto the track in his special edition silver car, and Labonte will start his 513th straight race in style, winning the pole, his 3rd of the year. Afterwards, Bill Weber talked to the Iron Man.
Congratulations, it's official. We get to do this again. You're on the pole, your 3rd of the season.
Man, that's great. This one here was kind of a surprise, to tell you the truth. We were pretty good in practice, but not quite as good as we thought we should have been. And they tuned up the engine a little bit, and Gary made a few little changes on the car there. And I was sitting in line out there, and he said, "Trust me, it's gonna stick for you," and it did. And the car was good, so that's great.
You've been playing it real cool on this 513th career start, consecutive start, but I know it really means a lot to you.
You know, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, the thing that excited me the most about it is the fact that I'm with a team that I knew when we came to Wilkesboro, we had a chance to win the pole, and we've got a chance to win the race. To me, that's the most exciting part about it.
A great run for Labonte's teammate Kenny Schrader. He earned the 5th starting position with just 0.07 of a second slower than Hamilton. Ted Musgrave holds down the 6th position with a lap of 115.949 miles an hour. I feel like a broken record saying this, but hey, Ricky Craven continues to run well. He starts 7th, just 0.09 of a second slower than Musgrave. Jeff Burton earned the 9th spot on his first lap. He then got real loose the second time around, but he didn't hit anything, while Rusty Wallace went out early and held on to the 12th position. Now back to North Wilkesboro for more from the Fast Guys.
My hat's off to Mike Hill and all the guys on this team, you know, for them to go through what we've had to go through this year. And I'm not complaining, you know, without a sponsor, but, you know, week in and week out, they show up, they give me a great race car, and, you know, it paid off here today.
Well, I didn't know what I had. You know, we had run in the low 50s in practice, and I never put a whole lap on these tires because they felt real good right off the bat. So I knew it'd be good if I didn't mess up.
Actually, that's real good for me at Wilkesboro because I'm awful at Wilkesboro. So Buddy did a good job of teaching me how to get around here. And we spent 3 days testing, so that surely paid off for us. This is just not my favorite place. So to do that well, I'm really happy.
I'll tell you, we didn't know we could run that good. We felt like we had a good car, but wasn't sure we'd get in. You know, we had trouble qualifying for both races here last year, and had a lot of pressure on us when we come back here and got in the show, and that's what we're looking for. And I think we got a really good race car, and hopefully we'll race good Sunday with them.
Andy Petrie, all the guys here on the Skull Bandit team's been working hard, you know, all year, and we just can't seem to get a break sometime. But you know, got some short track races coming up. Done a lot of tests in the last couple of weeks, and hope our turn's coming real fast.
We pick up the rest of the day's qualifiers with Kyle Petty in the 13th position. Kyle currently 12th in the points. Lake Speed was second fastest in practice, but managed just the 14th quickest lap in qualifying. Jeff Gordon winds up 17th with a lap 0.2 of a second off the pole. 25 drivers made the field through time trials Friday, including John Andretti, who missed the field at Bristol. John qualifying 20th. Johnny Benson also missed the Bristol race. He's in at North Wilkesboro with the 24th fastest lap. Second round time trials on tap Saturday morning. The CART PPG IndyCar World Series is in Long Beach, California for this Sunday's Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. The king of the beach, Al Unser Jr., has won 6 of the last 8 races run on the circuit, so he shows us the fast way around in this week's IndyCar Pace Lap.
Okay, what we do is we run around This is our fastest part of the racetrack right here, and we're running right at 180, 185 mile an hour right here. We'll begin our braking zone no later than this point right here, all down into second gear from sixth gear to second.
DeFerrin's going to challenge Michael Andretti in the first corner. Tracy comes to the outside. Allinger Jr. closes up. It looks like they touch.
Set up for turn 3. This is all second gear. Exit here. Go third gear, fourth gear. Run through here. Key corner right here because it leads onto the back stretch. This is all wide open, going up through the gears. They used to have a wall on that turn 4 right there. The wall's been moved back. You can see it. It's going to make it a lot quicker corner. So we've definitely seen track records fall this weekend. Another key corner right here. This is a braking zone. Drive it right about to this point. Start slowing it down. Third gear. Run through here. Exit. This left-hander here is pretty important because you gotta kind of give it up a little bit to get the setup for the hairpin, which you need to be all the way to the left, come around here, and then this is the hairpin.
As Allinger Jr. scores his 6th win at Long Beach.
The temporary circuit at Long Beach is 1.59 miles in length. It includes 8 turns. Our Pace Lab driver holds the race record with an average speed of 99.283 miles an hour set 2 years ago. That works out to running the 166.95 miles in 1 hour, 40 minutes, 53.5 seconds. Qualifying just wrapping up at Long Beach. We'll have more from there in a moment. Plus, Brett Bodine tells us how to get around the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
RPM Tonight is being brought to you by Firestone, America's tire since 1900. By the American Express corporate card, giving you the freedom to do what you do best. And by McDonald's. Have you had your break today?
More qualifying from North Wilkesboro. Dale Earnhardt ran a lap 3,000ths of a second too slow to make the top 25. He'll probably stand on that time when second round rolls out Saturday. Darrell Waltrip also missed the top 25. He's 30th fastest after a lap at 114.737 miles an hour. Current Winston Cup points leader Dale Jarrett also didn't make it in the first round. DJ is 29th on the field, missing the top 25 by just 13 thousandths of a second. Michael Waltrip in the Wood Brothers Ford was 35th fastest. They'll either have to go again in second round or make the field by a provisional, as will Bill Elliott, Joe Nemechek, and Hut Strickland. Only 32 drivers make the field through their qualifying speeds. There are 4 provisionals available and 1 champion's provisional if needed. Here's what Dale Earnhardt thought about his slow run.
We got a good race car, and we always got a pretty good setup for this racetrack, so we just have to wear them out come race day. We just want to get in the race here. We'd like to qualify better, got a better starting position, but that's it. We'll go for it.
Qualifying extremely close on Friday. Only 27 of a second separated the pole winner from the 25th qualifier. And speaking of the pole winner, Terry Labonte was among the big stories at the track on Friday. For more on that, we bring in our esteemed panel of experts.
Well, John, a spectacular day here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Great weather, terrific turnout by the fans. And the big story coming in here was Terry Labonte looking for his 513th consecutive start to tie Richard Petty. Well, the story as we leave this track today is Terry Labonte on the pole, his 3rd of the season, and he will tie the King's record Sunday afternoon in the First Union 400. But there are plenty of other stories inside the top 5 and outside the top 25. Benny Parsons.
Exactly right, Bill Weber, because on the outside pole is Elton Sawyer. No sponsor on that car, but yet he's on the outside pole. Then it took Terry Labonte a great lap to knock him off the pole position. But Dale Earnhardt, who runs this racetrack so well, qualified 26, did not qualify. He'll have to stand on that time to mark and start someplace as far back as 35th or 36th. So Earnhardt charging to the front and Elton Sawyer trying to stay there. Jerry?
And Benny, you know, Terry Labonte may have tied King Richard Petty's consecutive start mark with 513, but how about the King's car? The STP Pontiac qualified 4th. Bobby Hamilton will be a factor, folks. He may be the sentimental favorite. You know, you consider that front row, Terry Labonte setting the record, and maybe the David Blair car, Elton Sawyer trying to get a sponsor. But how about King Richard maybe getting his first ever win since he climbed out of the saddle back in November of 1992? Don't forget, the STP Pontiac will start 4th on Sunday. Bill Weber?
Well, Jerry, as you know, a very tough track to qualify on. The top 25 are locked into position, and there are 42 cars trying to get into this 36-car field. The race to get into the race will continue on Saturday, and of course, we'll have the first Union 400 on ESPN Sunday afternoon.
Thank you, guys. And as Bill said, you can watch Terry Labonte write his name in the record books this Sunday afternoon live on ESPN. With the drop of the green flag shortly after 1 o'clock Eastern, Labonte will tie Richard Petty's record of 513 consecutive NASCAR Winston Cup starts. The first Union 400 live on ESPN. Brett Bodine won his first and so far his only NASCAR Winston Cup race at North Wilkesboro back in 1990. He's also won the pole there 2 times in 91 and 93, so he certainly knows his way around that racetrack.
Hi, this is Brett Bodine, driver to Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse Ford. I'm going to take you this week to North Wilkesboro for one lap around that famed racetrack. North Wilkesboro is very unique compared to other racetracks. It's an uphill, downhill situation. You come down the front straightaway, you're going downhill in the first turn, which really is a sweeper going in, but it tightens up in the middle, trying to get set to accelerate up off the corner and go up the back straightaway. Very unique setup, going uphill up the back straightaway. As you enter the third turn, again, it sweeps in, but now you start to lose elevation again. You're turning down into the corner and actually running downhill to the fourth turn. As you come out of the fourth turn, you go uphill for a stretch. As you approach the start-finish line, you start back down into the first turn. Probably one of the toughest racetracks to get a setup on and very hard on tires, as history has always shown at North Wilkesboro.
Here he comes off the fourth corner. He's going to do it. Brett Bodine wins the first Union 400.
The North Wilkesboro Speedway is 5/8 of a mile in length. The corners are banked at 14 degrees, while the straightaways have only 3 degrees of banking. Both the front and back stretches are 670 feet long. Coming up on RPM tonight, more from North Wilkesboro as several teams had trouble getting through tech inspection Friday morning.